GM everyone, or for me, good evening. I'm here in Singapore, coming to you live from my hotel room here for Token 2049, one of the biggest blockchain events of the year. Here is my view out of my hotel room window. Lovely Singapore, very nice and hot as always. We will let some people trickle in before we get started, but we'll kick off pretty soon. October already, almost coming to the end of 2025, and we're expecting this to be our biggest quarter yet, so we're very excited for things to come. I'll just get started while people come in, especially this first slide is kind of a recurring slide. But let me just firstly say that there is going to be $100 SQT to give away to one lucky person on this call who answers a particular question later in the call. And I believe you'll need to be logged in and able to chat. It might be a YouTube function specifically as well, but just letting you get ready, make sure you can chat in the conversation, because it's going to be the first person I'll answer a question later in the call is going to be our winner. So stick around and make sure you're there when it happens and logged in and ready to get chatting. All right. Kicking us off with our 100 million SQT prize pool for our consumer rewards program. So just over a month ago, we increased it to 100 million from 60 million SQT, a massive rewards pool strictly to reward consumers of our RPCs and indexer hosting. So it was previously just if you're hosting your indexer, both a SubQuery project or a subgraph. If you have a subgraph, if you're using the graph, you don't have to migrate it. You don't have to do anything. Just deploy it to the SubQuery network and make sure you boost your project with some SQT. You don't need much at all to boost it. And you're using a genuine project. You can do it as well as the graph network if you want to start with, just to make sure that you can trust us, which you can, but happy for you to just check it out and have that redundancy in place. And it's super easy process. So there's no reason not to. You can receive rewards very easily at the end of every month. It's running for another 8 months. It's a 12-month long, maybe 6 months now. We're in October, but yes, 12-month long initiative. Started in April, I believe, or May. So running until April or May next year. 40 million is allocated to the RPC consumers, but 100 RPC consumers get rewarded. So more get rewarded with a lower price pool, whereas the indexer hosting, less get rewarded. Just the top 5 indexer consumers get rewarded every month, every single month. So it's not just 1 month. And 60 million worth of SQT. Sorry, 60 million SQT to share for that hosting. If you want to learn more, go to that QR code or the link there. I will also post it in the chat right now. And make sure, if you're building an app, you're using SubQuery for both your RPCs and your indexing, and you've deployed to the SubQuery network to receive these rewards. Okay, next, we had a really cool CLI update happen in September, which is that you can now manage all your SubQuery network operations directly from your terminal. So we have a lot of devs that use SubQuery and they just stick to the CLI. They want to do everything in their terminal with their commands. And now you can also deploy to the SubQuery network. You can create projects, deploy projects, manage your boost, flex plans, view the indexes that you have, and handle API keys. Make sure you do this with Wallet Connect, which is best practice. And I think I will mention it on the next slide. No. Okay. Those commands that you can do through your CLI, you can also use MCP. So you can also use AI tools to write in plain English and see the same thing. So you can see who write in plain English, who is indexing my project on the SubQuery network, and get those answers through the MCP integration. But yeah, basically less places for developers to have to go, less UIs to interact with, do it all directly from your terminal, deploy a project to the SubQuery network, and just stay where you're comfortable, because that's what we're trying to do for you. Next slide, vibe coding videos. So anyone that hasn't heard of vibe coding, it's a chill, flow-based way of building blockchain projects with AI. I think actually the term has been around longer than AI has been around, and it used to be just like coding based on your vibe, and people would kind of watch you going through coding something. but now it is more closely related to AI, and you can be like building an app or an index or anything using AI instead of coding from the inside out. So we have started a playlist in our YouTube. I think there's just 2 videos there now, but we have 2 already lined up. I've just been very busy here at Token, and the team has. So we're going to be releasing those next week. Definitely one next week, if not both. So we build apps using vibe coding. We build SubQuery indexes using vibe coding, and we migrate subgraphs to SubQuery using vibe coding, and then do a bench test comparison of the performance from the graph with subgraph to a SubQuery project, all broken down into different videos. So depending what you're interested in, you can check that out. Scott does most of these. He is our lead developer. He is an incredible developer, but he does this all with vibe coding. Marta is going to be doing one as well, so she's a bit less technical, just to prove that you don't actually have to be that technical to vibe code things these days. I was speaking to someone today, and they said that people think vibe coding is for beginner developers and like for basics, but it's actually so good for experienced developers as well to enhance the way they're coding. And where they even said the concern shouldn't be that AI is going to replace developers. It's developers will be replaced by other developers who use AI. Like, you need to be able to use AI in your building, because that is where we're heading. But I think developers are always going to be needed to kind of finesse and polish that AI vibe coding. So check out the playlist, a couple videos there and a couple more to come. And if you haven't heard already, vibe coding is getting really big. So we're excited to be part of that kind of pioneering that vibe coding trend, I guess you could say. 295 supported networks and growing. I'm not going to dwell on this too much because it's the same number as last month. This hasn't been a big focus for us. 295 networks is already massive. It's almost 300 networks. And we've done so much to get here, and we're so proud of that number. But it's huge. So it's not our key focus right now, growing those numbers, but we are happy for teams to approach us if they want network support, or if there's a new network that comes out, has a bunch of developers and is a worthwhile ecosystem, then we'll definitely expand to that as well. So if you are a dev looking for support on your network, or want to speak to a network that you're in the community of, you can scan this code on the screen, and I will send through a website, part of our website now, which has some details as well about the network support. For EVM, very quick, very fast process. For non-EVM, we'll give you a custom quote on how to integrate. But if you are new here, we support almost 300 networks. So for most of your popular EVMs, if not all, but all your non-EVMs as well, your Polkadot, Solana, Cosmos, Algorand, Nair, Flare, you name it, we probably support it. And we've got one of the biggest indexing support of indexes on the whole market. So that is something we're very proud of. And we can also do multi-chain indexing. So you can support data from multiple chains, bring it all into one single database, not individual databases for every single chain, one database, multi-chain indexing, which is pretty revolutionary for developers. Next, error 84. We are 84 errors deep, and error is 1 week on the SubQuery network. So we are 84 errors into the SubQuery network being live. If you are technical, like I said, deploy your projects there so you can earn rewards in the consumer rewards program. If you're not technical, then you want to be looking at this middle column here, delegating, which is the word we use for staking. So if you're holding SQT, or you go and get yourself some SQT and you want to receive rewards on that SQT you're holding, you can go and stake your SQT on your favorite node operators. And if you're not sure how to pick a node operator, you don't have favorites, you're not so technical, don't worry. On the SubQuery Network app, it will give you an indication of the node operators, what their uptime is, what their reliability is, how many projects they're indexing, and different things, so you can easily choose ones to stake your SQT on. Sending through a link to the SubQuery Network app here for you to check that out now. And I will also send through a link about the SubQuery token. If you're not aware or you're not sure where to purchase the token, you can do so. This link will help you find everything you need to know, but also it's on Bybit, Mexi, Gate, Crypto.com, Uniswap pools, a lot of the major exchanges. All right, next up. So last week we joined Korea Blockchain Week in Seoul. Myself and Marta, I am the head of marketing here at SubQuery. Marta is the head of BD. We went over to Seoul because we heard amazing things about it last year. So we wanted to go and check it out. Such a cool city, first of all, and made some really cool connections. It's actually, Seoul is #1 in the world right now for trading, token trading, and retail investors. So it was a great place for us to go and meet a bunch of people, and we made some really cool connections. We recorded some podcasts, we met existing partners, we made new connections, we spoke with a lot of the right kind of people that we wanted to find. And I mean, some pictures here, the top right, that's us with the Squid team. So seen as kind of a competitor in this space, but we also love that team, and we worked with them on our Solana support using their Soldexa product. So there's space for everyone, and we love to hang out with the Squid team, and we caught up with them at a nice dinner in Seoul. Bottom left is me with Tristan Thompson, NBA player who also is working on a blockchain project called, I think it's basketball.fun. Bottom right is Marta recording a podcast. It is I've forgotten the name, but it's done by Luna PR agency podcast, and that will be out soon, and we will post it. And then just a few other photos there. The middle top one was this big gaming event. It was very cool, hosted by Sui, I believe. That was last week. It was a great event, but even better already has been Token 2049. So we're here in Singapore right now, like I said, one of the biggest blockchain conferences in the world, and already proving to be super valuable. Probably a bit more in some ways than Korea, although Korea, like I say, has massive retail investor population. So that was really good for us to access. This week, we're able to connect with a lot of the founders of projects, the CTOs, the developers, the people that we want to speak to. So we're only midway through. It is Wednesday here. The main event started today. It also goes tomorrow, and there's more events on Friday as well. So we are running all over the city, meeting as many people as we can. We've got pictures here from Sonic, us with the Sonic team, and also Marta did a panel at the Sonic Summit about BD and growth. They had a big 2-day summit. Sonic is a really cool chain and a really cool network, so go check out what they're doing. Middle bottom, I met with Arrington Capital. That's Colton from Arrington Capital, who's one of SubQuery's investors. Caught up with them today. And then bottom right is Gan from Zeev or Traci, who are a hosting partner of ours. So if you are using the SubQuery SDK and you prefer a centralized or managed solution, Zeev or Traci, not too sure how to say it actually, is a partner that you can do that with. And they are an awesome team. They get us a lot of new customers on board. Next, educational pieces. I've mentioned this the last couple months. We've started a lot of articles around educational insights into blockchain data and infrastructure, and now AI as well. There might be one or two pieces about AI in there, but even more so coming soon, talking more about AI and how AI can empower blockchain data. Speaking about Deepin, a lot of really cool topics that also relate closely to SubQuery that we're breaking down into kind of simple terms, but also if you're a developer or really familiar with the space, these articles can be really good breaking down, giving real world examples and things like that. So feel free to scan the QR code and check out our blog, or I will share a link in the chat right now as well. Now we are coming to the time, here we are. So often we do a community member of the month. This is going to be where we give away $100 worth of SQT. So if you're not already logged in and able to chat on the channel, I can see both people from Twitter and YouTube are in this chat. So you should be able to log into either of those and participate in the chat, but just make sure you're ready. I'm giving you forewarning because it is going to be the fastest fingers to answer a question that's coming soon. So give you a couple more minutes just to get logged in while I explain the member of the month that we often have. So that is a member that shines from the community. in a month. You can come in new. You don't have to be an old community member. Just come in, add value. If you have some sort of unique talent or contribution you can give to us, that's awesome. If you're just a positive, welcoming community member, asking questions, contributing to conversation every day, then we love to see that as well. But some months, like this month, we will instead do $100 SQT giveaway to someone who joins this call. So you're all here, fingers at the ready. I'm going to ask a question. The first person to answer it correctly will win the $100 SQT. And I'm going to see your username and call out your username. And then you're going to DM me on Telegram with a screenshot that is also your username. So don't anyone try to be sly coming in and pretending to be the winner. I want a screenshot showing that that's your user as well to verify that you're the winner, and then we will arrange the SQT to be sent your way. Okay, the question, pretty easy question. Not going to take too long to type out, I don't think. But the question is, SubQuery has a token, SQT token, SubQuery token. Check it out on CoinMarketCap. As I've mentioned, it's available on Bybit, Mexi, Gate, Crypto.com, Uniswap. Now that token was launched in what year was the SQT token launched? In what year did we have our TGE for SQT? That's what I want to see. What year was the SQT TGE? Oh, a lot of people came in quick, but we have a lot of people coming in at 5:17, but at 5:16, Mohammed Zaid, hopefully pronouncing that wrong. He was, according to what I can see in the chat, a full 1 minute ahead of all the 5:17 PMs. Sorry, that's local time. So just 1 minute faster, Mohammed. You are our winner. Well done to everyone else that was very, very close. I think when we do this next time, I'm going to make it a little bit harder. So it takes a little bit more time, because otherwise it's such a race to the finish. And I feel bad for all these people that knew the answer and just can't type as fast. So Mohammed, please DM me on Telegram, sending my username there. At Brittany Seals, and I want verification of that you are Mohammed Zaid, please. All right. Thank you, everyone who joined. 1,850 of you here at the moment. It brings us to our Q&A section, and if I don't answer it here, feel free to reach out on Discord or Telegram. I'm going to send through our link tree right now. If you're not on our socials, make sure you join, and you can ask us any questions that you have. So I'm going to go through and have a look at if we have any existing questions that I can answer. Now is your time. Also, if I can't answer, if it's a bit technical for me, I will get Ian to answer, our CTO, or someone else in the team. So I'll make sure your answers get answered. Someone said, is Hype supported? Which I believe is Hyperliquid, right? If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the Hyperliquid token ticker. And interesting that you say that, because that is the one network that we don't currently support, though I think they are EVM compatible. So our Ethereum starter project would probably potentially work off the shelf for them. However, that is the one network that we don't support that I think we might need to prioritize ASAP. I might actually get the team onto it like this week, because obviously I'm sure you all know they do have a lot of hype behind them, but it all sounds very, very legit. Seems like they do have developers flocking there. So I think we should get them on and get them supported and make them our 296th supported network. I've actually been looking for the team here as well in Singapore to connect with them. So if anyone's connected, feel free to intro me. Otherwise, I will search them out here or get one of our partners to intro us. But yes, Hype is very much on the radar to connect with them. Someone said, can it be used by all levels of developers? Yes, absolutely, especially with all our AI integrations that we've started doing. So MCP and other AI tools work with SubQuery. So you can use plain English to ask these AI tools to build an indexer for you. If it's not quite right, you can work with the AI. Like many AIs often, it doesn't get it quite right the first time. You give it more prompts, you finesse and polish what you're after. We also have the GraphQL agent, which allows you to ask an AI agent questions in English about your index data set. So you can say, who are the top 5 stakers on Silo Finance, if you're Silo Finance, and that's what your SubQuery data set shows. So a lot of these AI tools and features that we're adding to SubQuery is making it even easier for basic developers to use. But if you are a developer and you have basic knowledge, you should be able to build with SubQuery anyway. We have some really good documentation. We have a really great community here to help, all on the call right now. And we have our team who is very willing and happy to help. So yes, answer is yes. All levels of developers, as long as you have some kind of basic coding knowledge. And even if not, just jump into the community and we can help you get started. I'm going to put this on the screen. What is the next new listing, another exchange? You guys know that we can't talk about that. Literally, exchanges actually don't even, I think you get about 24 hours notice, 48 hours notice. Like the time between what's confirmed, if a token is being listed, between it being listed is like virtually zero. And I couldn't speak about it anyway, guys. Just watch this space. Okay. Team arrived in Singapore. This question came through at the start, so I think I've answered it now. Yes, I am right here. If you didn't see my view before, this is my hotel window view. Lovely view out of the river out there and the greenery. You know it's Singapore because it's full of buildings and greenery. So beautiful. Is there possible partnerships coming in the future? Yes. Always working on partnerships. Anything I can reveal right now? No, nothing I can reveal right now, but a good one that I believe in October will be revealed. So something really cool coming in October. I'm always hesitant to say that because my dev team always gives me optimistic timelines and it takes longer than I expect, but definitely more partnerships coming. Absolutely. Also in the AI space, we're connecting with a lot of AI teams here, and we want to do like some cool AI stuff because it's such a big focus for us. Someone said, can we get the link to the playlist? I'm not sure if they mean the vibe coding playlist or the playlist for this call. But either way, I'll just send through the SubQuery Network YouTube channel. You can see the community call is there. And if you go to playlists, there's a vibe coding playlist, the first one. So you should be able to find it there. Any new exchanges? Cheeky. Can't answer that. Okay, we do have people claiming they answered first. 2 people claiming they answered first. I'm going to have to make the question harder next time. We may have to do a split reward, or I'll do a tiebreaker with you two. Let me think about that. But Tolga, you can DM me as well. Okay. I think that's all the questions so far. Someone said how to get $100 SQT. You might have joined a little bit too late. We had a race to get the question first, and you've just missed it. But next month we might do it again. I think I'm going to make it a bit harder, so it takes a bit more time, or I will do a different style of game giveaway. Or if you're a Shining community member, then you will be eligible for our community member of the month. And by that, I mean Could be anything. You could just be a warm, welcoming, positive community member who contributes every day. Or you could be a designer and makes cool SubQuery designs. You could be really good with AI and make some crazy AI videos. Anything that contributes to the SubQuery community, you could be eligible for the SubQuery Community Member of the Month. And then we give away $100 SQT for that as well. All right. I think that's everything. If you do have any questions after this call, feel free to message on our Telegram community channel, Discord general channel, and we'll make sure to answer you there. Thank you, everyone who has joined, and have a beautiful night, day, wherever you may be in the world. And I will talk to you same time next month, hopefully with a very big announcement, as I said, planning to reveal in October, but let's see how we go. All right. Thank you, everyone. See ya.